Hello, everyone. Welcome to, I'd say, I don't know, I'd say this is a Conspiracy Corner podcast episode. Maybe kind of a purple pill episode. Yeah, a little in between. Just got off work. No intro music today. Sammy is not feeling well. So maybe say a little prayer, light a little candle. You do that voodoo that you do so well. Cast a little spell, something along those lines. Just got home from work. Had some, I had a slice of pizza at work. We were on a job site, so we didn't get to have lunch, but my boss brought some sort of like spinach Alfredo pizza or something like that. It was pretty good. Domino's. Yeah, so been installing past couple days, which is a little tougher at my new job. Building cabinets is dope. I ain't gonna lie, I love building cabinets because you're just kind of sitting at the shop. That's all you do is just build cabinets all day. But yeah, today is, let's see, July 30th, 2026. I wanted to cover this new Odyssey movie. I have an article here. Oop. Maybe that'll be the thumbnail if it catches it. Got a little article there. But I wanted to discuss it in general. That's about it for updates. Oh, let me plug my stuff real quick though. I do have a Buy Me a Coffee account set up in the link below. If you donate to the channel, it helps me pay bills and shit, honestly, at this point. I do plan on making some Blue Pill Podcast bumper stickers because I have not made stickers for Blue Pill Podcast yet. I do need to make some cards for it. Some business cards. That's about it. But yeah, I mean, it helps me pay bills, helps me pay for the channel. I don't think people realize how much people spend on podcasting rather than like, if you're in podcasting for the money, unless you get famous or something, you're probably not ever going to make the money back that you ever put in. But yeah, so there's a couple things I wanted to cover with this Odyssey thing. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not gonna go out and watch this. There are half-price movies on every Tuesday at the movie theater that I go to, and I've been going and watching movies. Like, I did, 3 different movie reviews this month on 3 different movies that I watched, because every Tuesday at the theater they do half-price movies. So go check those out. If you want to go check out my other movie reviews in general, if you're watching on or listening on YouTube, I have a Conspiracy Cinema playlist with all my movie reviews that I've ever done. And some of the episodes aren't really movie reviews, but just talking about a certain movie in general that's maybe coming out and people are freaking out about it. So you'll find anything movie related in there. But yeah, if you're listening on Spotify, go find my YouTube and sub to it. And if you're listening on YouTube, go find my Spotify and subscribe to it, because YouTube censors, and there might be some episodes on Spotify that are not on YouTube. And vice versa, because Spotify censored me the other day. It was really fucking weird. It was the first time I've ever been censored on Spotify. It was fucking insane. So I was listening to Broken Simulation the other day. And I'm a big fan of Sam Tripoli. I love Sam Tripoli. And Broken Simulation is kind of like, honestly, it's kind of like his Blue Pill podcast. They do delve into conspiracy. But like his main podcast is Tinfoil Hat, which is all conspiracy. But Broken Simulation is just his everyday talking about anything, kind of like what this podcast is. And by the way, I know I've been putting out more Blue Pill stuff, but I do plan on, what I'm trying to do right now is like crisscross. Like, this one will delve into like social commentary and stuff. Um, but I've been trying to like do at least a conspiracy corner, because here lately, man, I've just been kind of in a blue pill mood. Like, obviously I'm still a conspiracy theorist, but I've just been so busy with life that I really haven't had time to focus on conspiracy shit. And I've just been like, the very little time, free time that I have that I'm not working or working on the yard or working on the house or doing chores, or running around. Honestly, dude, I'm playing video games and getting into blue pill shit. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, here lately. And you guys know me, I go through phases where I go through more blue pill phases, you know? And that's not a bad thing. It just means that I'm enjoying life. I mean, I'm working hard and I'm enjoying my free time and not going nuts with conspiracies, you know? But I was listening to Broken Simulation. Check them out. You know, shout outs to them. Tell them who sent you. Maybe they'll give me a shout out or something. But they actually surprised me. Sam Tripoli and Johnny Woodard. Sorry, my alarm's going off. I got to do hand workouts today. I was trying to break bolts today with a needle nose snips, and it was easier than last time, but first time I did it, like my first day at work, I'm like, ah. So I got like those little hand things, and I have to do a hand workout when I get in there. When I go in, I've been starting to work out. Like with this new job, a lot of it's moving and lifting cabinets and using your hands and shit. So I've noticed I need to, like, I've been starting to work out, and I'm trying to work out more and shit. But I was listening to Broken Simulation. I'm sorry. I was listening to Broken Simulation, and Sam Tripoli and Johnny Woodard both watched the new Odyssey movie. And it actually surprised me, their review of it. And they said that it was like probably the best movie of the year, which honestly, in my opinion, the best movie of the year would have to go to this latest one that I seen, Obsession, which I did a review on it last week sometime. Go check that review out. Obsession was fucking awesome. And my second favorite would be not the Evil Dead one, but the other Sam Raimi one with the woman who ends up stranded on an island with her boss. That one would be my second. I would say the second best movie of the year. And it might even honestly be a tie with Obsession. I don't know. But I had seen all the memes. And by the way, the memes are hilarious with the whole Elliot Page or whatever. Those are fucking hilarious. I've seen a bunch of them. By the way, dude, it bums me out. And I've said this a couple times talking about Elliot Page in general in passing. I can't remember why, but she got brought up a couple times in previous episodes. But dude, I used to have a crush on her back in high school, because that was when the movie Juno came out, and I like pale brunettes, and she was kind of like a quirky, I don't know. I had a crush on her. So when I found out she transitioned and shit, I was like, what the fuck? But from what I heard, they said Christopher Nolan actually, the movie is, in a way, a Trojan horse. Everyone thought that it was going to be super woke, and it's actually surprisingly not. And they gave like two examples. For one, I guess Ellen Page or Elliot Page or whatever, actually her scene that she's in, she's literally only in the movie for like 5 or 10 minutes out of like a 2.5, 3 hour movie. And she just gets killed off in a battle. So that's hilarious. And a lot of the liberals were freaking out, and they were going, well, damn, like, I don't even think Elliot should have like taken the role. Like, this is a disgrace to the trans community, and a lot of the liberals are actually, they don't like this film, and a lot of the super Republicans, super conservatives, they, like I've said, dude, it's all two wings of the same bird, man. From what I heard, like listening to that podcast, like a lot of the Republicans and the conservatives and shit are all like, they're boycotting it. And then the liberals who all went to go see it, they're not satisfied. Because Elliot Page gets killed off. Like super quick. She's like basically a cameo in the movie. Another thing too, so Helen of Troy is like some black chick in this. And a lot of people were freaking out. And they actually kind of reference that in the movie. They make like a little commentary about it. There's some guy, he grabs her face and he's like, "This is the beautiful Helen of Troy." And it's kind of like mocking the progressives of like, oh, you thought we were trying to appease you guys. Like, no, fuck you guys. It was real smart the way Nolan did it, the way that Sam Tripoli and Johnny Woodard described it. By the way, I have not seen it, like I said. So who knows? They did mention, though, I guess they have like 4D movies there, which is pretty crazy. Like the theater actually moves, it vibrates. During water scenes, they'll have water spray. Sam Tripoli went and seen the Michael movie, which I still want to see it. I think it's out of theaters now, though, sadly. In the 4D, apparently, like, there's a snow scene, and they actually had, like, fake snow falling from the ceiling and shit. I don't know. They're in LA, though, so, I mean, there's all sorts of cool-ass shit. But, yeah, let's see what the reviews are. So, Christopher, this has several different articles on this, too, by the way, of this new Odyssey movie. My brother went to go see it. And he actually went to go see Supergirl, which the only reason I use papers a lot is because my wife gets free newspapers, and sometimes there is some, like, good conspiratorial shit. Like, I've been covering a lot of local data center shit and the Mitch McConnell shit that's been going on. But yeah, so I get free papers, so I'm gonna obviously look through it, and if there's anything good, worth a damn, I'm gonna report on it. Do some commentary. What was I saying, though? I don't remember. I don't recall. Oh, my brother. My brother was going to, he's going to see the new Odyssey, and he did see the Supergirl movie, and I've been I wanted to get him on the podcast and see if he would talk to me about the movies, like what his thoughts were about it. Because honestly, dude, I think the right overreacts a lot. Here lately, too, like, they kind of over-exaggerate on shit. Like, I'll never forget seeing, like, the last Star Wars movie. And I didn't even want to go, but my wife was going, and I'm like, fuck it. I'm unemployed. At the time, I was unemployed. I was like, I'll go to the movies, get me out of the house, do something, And everyone was freaking out about this lesbian kiss scene. And I ain't gonna lie, I almost missed the lesbian kiss. But it was literally 2 seconds, and it was in the background. It wasn't main characters. It was like, wait, that's what you all freaked out about? Like, really? Dude. Get over yourselves. Like, literally, if you blinked, you would have missed it. And it was like just overreaction from the right, Christopher Nolan has made films about bombs, Oppenheimer, and bravery, Dunkirk, about heroes, Batman Begins, villains, The Dark Knight. I can't remember which Batman I liked. I think it was The Dark Knight with Heath Ledger Joker. That movie was sick. And The Uncomfortable Space in Between, The Dark Knight Rises. He's made movies about family, which was Interstellar. That one was a good one. I need to cover it for Conspiracy Cinema because there's a lot of conspiracy shit in that movie. It's a dope one. And Tenet and Dreams, Inception. That one to me is overrated. I have heard a lot of people say though that it's like the prequel to The Matrix. I just didn't see what the big deal was. I was just kind of like, I don't get it. I mean, I just thought it was overrated. I remember when it came out, everyone was freaking out. Magic, The Prestige, and Mystery, Insomnia. His first film is about a writer. Following was the name of it. While his 13th, The Odyssey, is about myth-making. It all seems to have been leading to this. Here, Nolan manages to fit his every obsession, every thematic preoccupation, and every bit of jaw-dropping visual and sonic spectacle that he can conjure into every supersized frame of film. To do so, he borrows one of the oldest tales of all time, a cornerstone of human storytelling, Homer's epic poem, The Odyssey, which dates back to the 8th century BCE. So here's another reason, honestly, I'm not going to lie, I don't really have the urge to see the movie. So like, when I was younger, I was like super big into Greek mythology. Honestly, it was one of my first awakening experiences as a child, was reading these Greek myths and going, these are the same stories, a lot of them, not all of them obviously, but a lot of them, I'm like, these are the same stories as like that's in the Bible. But at the time, I was a little kid and I just went, oh, they're probably copying Christianity. There's no way that Christianity would copy it, you know. But I remember the Odyssey, reading the Odyssey as a kid in school, in elementary school, and we watched one of the movies of the Odyssey, one of the versions, and it was with the actor who played the villain in Judge Dredd. I don't know why, but I remember that. I remember the weirdest things. And it was a good movie, but I guess it's one of those things of like, when you know the story, when you've read the story and heard the story enough, like, especially with Greek myths, I've felt like Greek myths, they did a good job at making you remember the stories. Like, once you've heard the story, it's just kind of like, okay, I already know the story. Like, I don't really need to like watch a movie about it. Like, I don't know. I just didn't really have the urge to go out and see it, you know? But I haven't really had I can't say I haven't had the urge to go out and see movies in general, but a lot of the movies that I'm into right now is like, A24 movies and Blumhouse movies. Cause they're putting out just like normal, good horror movies, you know? And honestly, all of their movies so far have just been bangers. So Oppenheimer is a film about guilt as much as it is about a bomb. And The Odyssey is a film about trauma and guilt too, as much as it is about a journey home. The notorious Trojan horse? Question mark. It is as bad as the bomb to Nolan. A gift filled with enemy soldiers. It's a cunning and cruel feat of strategy and a nasty trick. One that will forever haunt its architect, Odysseus, who is played by Matt Damon. His name linked with this war crime in every tale sung at every feast. His story is of returning home, but it's not to return to himself. After 10 years of fighting in the Trojan War, if you don't know, the Iliad is the prelude and the prequel to the Odyssey. And basically, like, I think Odysseus wins. He's in the Trojan horse. He wins the war, whatever. And he kind of like Titanic, like he ends up like shaking his fist at like the sea, and he like blasphemes Poseidon, like saying either like, oh, I didn't need your help, or like he says something really smart ass, and so Poseidon wrecks his ship, you know. And he has to go on this epic journey to make it home because he blasphemed Poseidon like a retard. And by the way, too, the Trojan War, they've actually found evidence that the war, that Troy was real, the Trojan War was real. Maybe we'll do a whole episode on that, on how the Iliad was somewhat of a real, true story. Obviously, there's mythology wrapped up with it. It's an epic poem, but yeah. His story is of returning home, but it's not a return to himself after 10 years of fighting. Okay. After 10 years of fighting in the Trojan War, Odysseus and his men spend 10 years trying to get back to the island of Ithaca. They fight off Cyclops and witches, evade sirens and Poseidon's wrath, and Odysseus ultimately finds a kind of peace on a beach with a nymph, Calypso, Charlize Theron. I've heard the name, and they eat lotus, which, by the way, that's a psychedelic. The ancient Egyptians, I believe, figured out that lotus flower is like a psychedelic. They used to take it. Eating lotus to forget his past, but nagged by visions of the goddess Athena, Zendaya, whoever that is. I've heard her name, but all the while, Odysseus' queen, Penelope, Anne Hathaway. Ooh, Anne Hathaway. By the way, there's a whole conspiracy theory with Anne Hathaway that her and her husband, I can't recall who she's married to, but there's this whole weird conspiracy theory with her and her husband and William Shakespeare. And I guess William Shakespeare was married to a woman literally named Anne Hathaway who looks exactly like Anne Hathaway. By the way, like, look, man, I believe in cloning and shit. It would not surprise me if she's born from some like Hollywood occult elite family that, possibly had like a designer baby. Like, maybe they have the actual DNA of Anne Hathaway, like not her, but the original Shakespeare's wife. See, I mean, here's some conspiracy corner shit. So her son Telemachus, which is Tom Howard, and faithful servant Eumaeus, John Leguizamo. So John Leguizamo's in it. I like John Leguizamo. Yes, he's a woke retard, but he is a good actor and he's cool. Like, honestly, dude, his role in Romeo and Juliet was awesome. I need to see that Son of Sam movie. I want to cover it. That's one of those movies I've been wanting to cover for Conspiracy Cinema. He was good in Romeo and Juliet as Tybalt, Prince of Cats. He was awesome. What's his name? He was in a bunch of fucking movies. Mario. Yes, that movie sucks, but it is a fun, silly movie. Like, if it's like a boring summer day and it's your day off and you have nothing else to do, like, I don't mind watching it when it's on. Like, if it's on, I don't mind watching it, I like it, it's a guilty pleasure. Anxiously await his return, fending off the rabid suitors, partying in their castle, jockeying for a chance to be king. The family yearns to be reunited, but are afraid to face each other and themselves after all the years lost to war, along with so many lives. One thing I have to say, when he's on the island with Calypso, I believe, yeah, Calypso, and I even thought this was shitty when I was a kid, and my teacher even pointed it out, of like, he's a fucking cheater. People are like, oh, he was under Calypso's spell. They were doing Lotus together. He was intoxicated by hallucinogenics. But even I don't know. I was kind of like, I don't know. That's kind of sketchy, because I'm just like, over the years, man, I've been cheated on so many times by tons of women. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I don't put up with cheating. I don't like cheating, It's not my cup of tea. I think that all sins should be forgiven, but it's one of those that rub me the wrong way, like, very much so. So let's see. What makes Nolan's vision of the Odyssey so entrancing is the sheer scope, scale, and beauty of it. Like a general, he marshals his tremendous resources, talent, and an army of artists in service of conveying his message to a rapt audience. It is the first film to be shot entirely in IMAX. Okay. Even, honestly, dude, even if I could go on a Tuesday, where it is an IMAX movie, I can't even watch it because they do half-price movies, but you can't choose IMAX movies. It has to be like a normal movie. So I wouldn't even be able to watch it anyways, and I'm not going to spend a shit ton of money to go watch this movie just because everyone's freaking out about it. And honestly, I'm not even that interested in seeing it. Don't get me wrong, like if it was on, I would watch it. Like if somebody had it on, I'd sit down and watch it with them. Or if somebody said, "Hey, do you want to watch the Odyssey?" I would say yeah, just to make them happy, and I would probably sit down and watch it. Like, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to go see this movie, you know. People were freaking out like during the trailers, like, "Oh my God, they're making an Odyssey movie," and I'm just kind of like, "Cool." And they're like, "You're not excited? Don't you like the Odyssey?" And I'm like, "Yeah, but I mean, I've already read the story multiple times. I've already seen multiple versions of the film. Like, I don't, cool. Like, I already know the story. Like, I'm not really that amazed by it." The only movie that I'm super stoked and excited about that's coming out, and it's not coming out until like next year, would be the Legend of Zelda movie. And the only reason I'm like super stoked about it, well, for one, I'm super big into Zelda. Obviously, if you guys have been keeping up with the channel, I've been putting out a shit ton of Zelda episodes, which I do have like 2 more Zelda episodes planned. Some little side Zelda episodes of like history and shit. So look forward to that. But since the 90s, dude, you know, Mario was always the spotlight. Like Zelda was always like not as popular, which I never understood because I always thought Zelda was a billion times better. But Mario got the movie. They came out with the CG Mario movie. And since the 90s, dude, like we've all been like, dude, make a Zelda movie. Just make a live action Zelda movie. Like, we're not asking for much. Like, just give us a Zelda movie. So the point that it took for one this long to finally make a Zelda movie, and it looks like they're going to be doing it right. Yeah, that's like the only movie that's coming out, and it's not out till next year, that I'm actually like excited. Like I have to go see this, you know. So in locations spanning the globe from Morocco to Iceland, with the best cinematic craftspeople lending their skill to making the myth real. It's the immediacy and the tactility that makes this adaptation arresting, the sweat, size, and sound of it all. Percussed and concussed by Ludwig Göransson's pounding score, battle sequences crafted by editor Jennifer Lame, building to a frenzy of unrelenting momentum and chaos that never allow us to drop into a satisfying rhythm, offering a disquieting sensation of cinematic violence as it should be. The narrative structure nests flashbacks within recollections as Odysseus recounts his tale to Calypso, then Penelope, from his fog of hazy memory. How convenient. Cheater. Something like that. Something like the truth emerges. So, I guess the point I'm making is I wanted to tell you, because look, man, I trust Sam Tripoli and Johnny Woodard. Yes, I have a lot in common with them personality-wise. Mostly Sam Tripoli. But that's what drew me to their podcast. I like them. I've met Sam Tripoli. I did a whole episode on how I met Sam Tripoli and talked to him and chatted it up a little bit. He's cool as fuck. He's the real deal. He's the same dude outside of his podcast as he is during his podcast. It's the same dude. It's not a character. It's not a mask. It's the same fucking dude. And I like that, you know. He's genuine. They honestly said, dude, the right is kind of freaking out and being kind of a bitch about this. And I know that the right can be kind of a bitch and freak out about stupid shit. They're just as bad as the left, man. The left and the right, as far as far right and far left, both sides honestly fucking suck. I try to be a moderate. I try to be open-minded. I try to be chill. I'm a classic liberal, you know. I'm just kind of a normal guy. Not too progressive and not too conservative, you know, just smack dab in the middle, which I think everybody should strive to be. So let me know if you've seen the movie. Let me know if you think that the right is kind of over exaggerating, that it's really not that big of a progressive freak out type of thing. I'm just curious your thoughts. Let me know what you guys think if you've seen it. And honestly, dude, I'm not telling you to go to see the movie. I told you, I don't even want to see it. I don't really care to see it, you know, but, I just wanted to point out that the right freaks out sometimes over the stupidest shit. Just like the left freaks out over the stupidest shit. We got to stop playing the left-right paradigm, you know, it's divide and conquer. That and honestly, go see it, man. I guess go see it. Like, I'm not telling you to go see it, but not telling you not to go see it. Just, I think that from what I heard, I trust their review on it, Sam Tripoli and Johnny Woodard, and I don't know. I'm just curious. I would like to hear from people in the comments section if you have seen this movie and if it really is like liberal trash, progressive trash, or if it's really not that big of a deal. You know, love y'all. Y'all have a good day. Please like, share, and subscribe, and God bless.